guys, it's Rob. Hope you're doing good. So for the most part over the years, my playing, I would categorize it as being blues rock is my main genre. I've dabbled in metal and I've done some other things like pop and stuff like that. I play in a wedding function band, obviously not at the moment with the whole lockdown and all that sort of thing, but normally my playing style from what I grew up listening to has always been quite bluesy with things like AC/DC blues rock. One of my favourite guitar players is Stevie VAUGHAN as well. So I definitely relate my sound on the guitar and the way I play to the things that I grew up listening to and the things that were influencing me at a younger age. But more recently I've found myself being more intrigued by country music and country guitar playing, to be more specific. It's got a really unique sound to it, but it's not just the sound, it's the way that the guitar is played which really appeals to me. And it's something I've been really trying to figure out and add into my own guitar playing because I think it would just take me to the next level, because I do find myself getting bored of playing the same things over and over again. And for the longest time I've not really been sure how to go about getting that whole country sound, and I've been making a lot of mistakes trying to figure it out. And recently I came across a video by a young guitar player called Daniel Donato. He's absolutely amazing at both country and blues, but he's more country orientated. And he explained the differences between country and blues in a way that I've never really heard it before. But what he said made a lot of sense, and it was just like a light bulb moment to me to be able to think, why didn't I think of that before? Why didn't I realize that before? But basically he says that blues is more minor pentatonic with a bit of major, whereas country music, it's literally almost an even split between major pentatonic and minor pentatonic, but literally Oreo together was his term. So if you imagine a major pentatonic and a minor pentatonic and just crush them together and kind of mix them up like that, that basically gives you the country tone, but it's being able to switch from one scale to the next within your phrases, within your licks. So you're not just taking one and making a lick out of one scale, you're making one lick out of two scales put together and being able to seamlessly switch between them. So that's the idea behind it, which is a lot easier said than done. So when I finally got my head around that concept, obviously I just started playing about with it, and what I've done is, as you heard in the intro, I've come up with a country, well, lick slash run slash mini guitar solo in the key of C, which covers the entire fretboard, which basically does what I've just said. It takes the major pentatonic, the minor pentatonic with some connecting notes, which are the flat 5 from the minor pentatonic, which is the blues scale, and also the flat 3 from the major pentatonic, which is the country scale, I guess, if you could say that. And putting all those things together has really kind of given me more to think about within this lick and little solo that I've made, so I thought I would make a lesson on it and show anybody else who, like me, was struggling to get that country sort of sound and add those things into their playing. So I'm going to go through the entire lick. As I demonstrated on the intro, it sounds good both fast and slow, and even slower than I played it. It sounds really cool. And then I'm going to talk about how you can take what I've just shown you, that entire lick, and use it to sort of extend on it or improvise on it. Imagine it like a tree and then all the branches that it could possibly lead out to in different directions. So let's grab the guitar and let's learn the lick. So here we go. For this video I'm going to be using my Gibson SG, which feels a little bit like breaking the law because I don't have a Telecaster. Anyway, for anyone interested, I'm on the mid position on my SG because I found quite a nice tone on the middle setting with everything up full, so both pickups, and I've just got a normal clean sound on my computer with a bit of a compressor and reverb to get this sort of tone. So I'm going to go through the entire thing in stages. So here's the first part, which sounds like this. So let's go through what I was doing there. So I'm starting on the second string on the 3rd fret, and I'm going 3, 4, 5, alternate picked. Down, up, down. And then I'm grabbing the 3rd fret on the high E with an up pick, like this. So I'm ending on that high E with an up pick. So I'm basically going down, up with my picking. And then I'm going to go back to that 5 on the 2nd string on a down pick, up pick on the 4 because I'm going back to the 4. So far. And once I've played that 4, I'm going to play the 3 again on the 2nd string, but it's a pull off to the 3 instead of a pick, like this. So for the time being, just practice that. So after that, we go to the 5 on the 3rd string, and then we do that pull off from 4 to 3 again. Then we're going to go 5 to 3 on the 3rd string, alternate picked. go 5, 4, 3 on the 4th string, alternate picked, so down, up, down, and then we're going to play the open 4th string on an up pick, and then down pick for the 1st fret on the 4th string, hammer onto 2, and then play the 3rd fret on the 5th string, which is our root note. So altogether, that first part. It might be pretty tricky so far, so maybe just stay with that first bit, but it's a really cool and really useful way of getting around these notes here. We've got some open strings in there, some chromatic things, so even that in itself sounds pretty cool. Country music, I found a lot of country guitar players, their phrases, they just don't stop, they just keep going. So that's kind of what I wanted to be able to do, is to be able to play from here and cover the entire fretboard without really stopping and having many pauses. So I'm going to keep going. So the next part sounds like this, which is a really common country sort of thing. So we're going to play that root note again, and then we're going to play the open 4th string. Then we're going to go 1st fret to 2nd fret on the 4th string with a hammer on, and then the open 3rd string, pull off from 2 to 0 on the 3rd string, and then we're going to play the C note again, the root note on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. So that phrase again. So that's what we've got so far. So from there, we're going to keep going. And what I did after I'd played that C root note on the 2nd string, I played the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, and then I did a little bit of a slide from the 3rd to the 4th, and then back to the 3rd again. So I went, and then I played the 1st fret on the 2nd string, and then the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and back to that 1st fret on the 2nd string. So that little phrase. And then after that, I went from the 3rd fret to the 4th fret to the 5th fret on the 2nd string, played like this. So I play the 3rd fret with a pick, and then I play the 4th fret and hammer on to the 5th. So that little phrase is. And then I play the 3rd fret on the high E, and then I do a pull off from 5 to 3 on the high E, and then I do a slide from the 5th to the 8th fret. So now we're back at our root note of C at the 8th fret of the high E string. So from the beginning so far. This next phrase is probably one of the more trickier parts of it, so let's go through that now. So we're going to start on the 6th fret of the high E, and we're going to do a pull off from the 6 to the 5 on the high E. And then we'll play the 8th fret on the 2nd string, back to the 5th fret on the high E. So I'm doing a pull off, and then picking the other 2 notes. And that's a down pick and an up pick back to the high E. After the 5th fret on the high E, I'm going to play the 8, 7, 6 on the 2nd string. And as soon as I've played that 6th fret there on the 2nd string, I'm going to play the 8th fret on the 3rd string and slide it immediately up to the 9th fret, like that. Now this next bit might be a bit tricky because I'm going to do a bit of what's called hybrid picking, where I'm going to use the plectrum and my middle finger on my picking hand to grab some notes as well. So I've ended up on the 9th fret from doing that slide from 8 to 9 on the 3rd string. And then I'm going to play the 8th fret again on the 2nd string. I'm going to hit the 10th fret. So that 8 to 10 on the 2nd string is a hammer on, and I'm picking it with my middle finger on my picking hand like this. And I'm giving it quite a hard pick because I want to get that sort of poppy sound that you get from this sort of chicken picking style. So that little part, let's just have a quick recap, sounds like this. And then I'm going to pick the 9th fret of the 3rd string with the plectrum. And then I'm going to grab the 8th fret again on the 2nd string with my middle finger on my picking hand. Like that. And as soon as you've played that 8th fret on the 2nd string, we're going to continue straight away. Again, there's no pauses in this. So after you've played that, we're going to grab the 9th fret of the 3rd string for this cool little lick that I like in itself. So I'm going to grab the 9th fret with a down pick. And then I'm going to do a pull off to the 8th fret, like that. But when I grab this 8th fret, when I pull off to that note, I'm going to bend it slightly to get this. Which sounds a little bit weird by itself, but when you put it in the run, it sounds very country, in my opinion anyway. So then we're going to grab the 10th fret on the 4th string, and then the 10th fret on the 3rd string. So I'm picking the one on the 4th string with my plectrum, and then I'm grabbing the one on the 3rd string underneath it with my finger like this. So I'm kind of barring both of those notes with this finger. That's what we've got so far. And after I've played that one on the 3rd string on the 10th fret, I'm going to grab the 8th fret on the 3rd string, and that's another pick with my middle finger. And then I'm going to grab the 10th fret on the 4th and 5th string, which is probably one of the trickier parts of it. So that's what we've got so far. And then straight away after that, I'm going to grab the 8th fret on the 4th string with a hammer onto the 10th and a pull off. And then I'm going to play the 10, 9, 8 on the 5th string. But the 9 to 8 is a pull off. And then I'm going to grab the 11th fret on the 6th string with my little finger and slide that up to 12 straight away. So that whole little thing is quite a lot. And then I'm going to grab the 10th fret on the 5th string. And then I'm going to do a pull off from the 12 to the 10 on the 5th string. And then I'm going to grab the 10th fret on the 4th string, but I'm going to be barring that already from that pull off that I've just done to grab the 10th fret of the 4th string there. So that's what we got so far. That's the part that I struggle with the most. So after that 10th fret on the 4th string, we're going to play the 12th fret, and then we're going to slide up to the 13th fret, back to the 12th fret, 10th fret, and then 12th fret on the 5th string, and then back to that 10th fret again on the 4th string. Maybe do a pull off from the 12 to 10 in the middle of that lick. And again, we're not really going to stop, we're going to keep going straight away. So from that note there, the 10th fret of the 4th string, we're going to play the 12th fret on the 4th string still. And then we're going to do a slide from the 13th fret to the 14th fret on the 4th string. So we've got the 12th fret, 13th fret with a slide to 14, and then 12th fret of the 3rd string, and then a pull off from the 14th to the 12th on the 3rd string, and then a slide from the 13 to the 17 on the 3rd string. We're nearly through now. As you can see, we started here and we're all the way up here now. And what we're about to play should be quite easy because all of the next parts are quite similar to what we did down here shape-wise. We're just an octave higher. So we're going to play the 15, 16, 17 on the 2nd string, and then the 15 on the high E. Then a pull off from the 17 to 15 on the high E, and then a slide from that 17 to the 20th fret. And then pick that note again. And then a pull off from the 18th fret to the 17th. And then we're going to play the 20th fret on the 2nd string, back to the 17th fret on the high E, and then we're going to go 20, 19, 18 on the second string. So that part again. And then we're going to finish it off by doing basically what we did right at the beginning, but an octave higher up here, starting at the 15th fret. So we're going to go 15, 16, 17, all alternate pick. Grab the 15th fret on the high E with an up pick. And then we're going to grab the 17 to 16 on the second string with a down up. Pull off to the 15. And then grab the 17 with a down pick, and then do the 16 to 15 again with a pull off on the second string. 17 to 15 alternate picked on the third string. And then 17, 16, 15 alternate picked on the fourth string. And then play the fourth string open, which sounds a little bit weird to playing an open string like that when we're all the way up here. But you're going to be playing it so fast and skipping across it, hopefully rather quickly, so that you're not really going to notice it too much. It just helps fill out the riff a little bit, the lick. So after you've played that open note there, we're going to do a hammer on from the 13 to 14 on the fourth string. And then we're going to end on the root note of that C, an octave higher than down here on the 15th fret of the 5th string. And then we're going to finish it off by going 12, 13, 14 on the 4th string. Pick the 12th fret on the 3rd string. And then we're going to pick from 14 to 12 on the 3rd string. And then end on the 13th fret of the 2nd string. And then 15th fret of the 2nd string. And then do a half bend from that 15th fret. And then bring it back down. And then we're going to play the 13th fret. And then the 14th fret on the 3rd string, and then end on the 13th fret of the 2nd string, which is our C root note, which finishes off the entire thing. So I'm going to go through the whole thing now slowly, start to finish, and this is what it sounds like when you put all of that together. So there you go, there's the lick, there's the solo, the run, whatever you want to call it. So once I understood that lick and I finally got my head around it and where all those passages and connecting notes and everything were, that really helped me to be able to then take it and improvise using that over a backing track. It's kind of like a big scale, or just using certain parts of a scale to be able to get from A to B in a really cool way. So now I'm going to play over that same backing track that I did on the intro on the actual lick. I'm just going to use parts of that lick and also improvise around them. So it's going to sound kind of similar to that lick, but also I'm going to try and branch off in my own direction as well to show you how you can take what I've just shown you is in that whole solo and make it your own. So this is what that kind of thing sounds like. So there you go, there is my country lick, and that's something that I'm going to be playing about with a bit more and trying to incorporate more into my own guitar playing. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope it helps anybody out who, like me, who's struggling to get some of that country sort of sound into their playing. If you did like the video, then please click the like button and the subscribe button. Let me know below what you think in the comments. I'd love to know. Anyway, once again, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one.